and welcome to another episode of the Guide Review Show. I'm extremely grateful you took time out of your busy schedule to join us wherever you are. I'm trusting you're well and keeping safe. For me, I'm doing amazingly well. Today on the show, we'll be touching on some interesting topics that I know will leave you yearning for more. My name is Sharon Acquah, and you're welcome to Guide Review. Right, thanks for staying. Now, this week, the president of the land, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, is aiming at making Ghana clean. And for this reason, has unveiled a fleet of 101 waste trucks to convert trash to energy. How far or effective do you think this will go? Tell us what you think on Facebook at Daily Guide Network, or get personal with me at Amulis Brown on Instagram. But then, of course, we shall begin the show as usual with our weekly newspaper review with my favorite person, Chief News Editor of the Daily Guide newspaper, Alhaji A.R Gomda, who's looking so nice in his blue outfit and matching blue shoes. Alhaji, it's so good to have you here again.
It's great, wonderful. In fact, I should have been in green. I don't know why it's turned out to be blue.
No, you and I,
Yesterday was Green Day.
Yes, and thankfully. It makes sense that you are in blue today. But you and I are on a different level today.
That's
I'm in
right.
light blue, deep blue.
That's right, indeed.
We are definitely taking a picture after
this.
Yes,
indeed.
Anyway, so how would you rate this week?
Fantastic. I'm excited that finally, yesterday, Ghanaians decided to give meaning to the president's call that, look, we plant trees to green our country, to reverse the decimating forests of the country. And it went so well. For the first time in a long time, there was no debate as to the sense or wisdom in really embarking on this ambitious program about which the president told the nation earlier when he was presenting his State of the Nation's address to Parliament. So it was really exciting yesterday that the whole country embraced it. Even before yesterday, some organizations like some of our churches had already started planting. And yesterday, the National Chief Imam himself took part in it. He planted a tree at the Kanda National Mosque, which was a Latin security organizations. In fact, Ghana went green yesterday.
Ghana went green.
And I pray that the monitoring and evaluation bodies which have been empaneled to ensure that it isn't a one-day affair, but that the plants, the trees which have been planted are nurtured and observed and replaced where, in the case of death of some of them, as could possibly be, so that we get on with the project. In fact, I'm also excited that the King of Asante Otumfuo himself wants to take back Kumasi to its previous status of Garden City of West Africa.
It's commendable.
Yes, it's commendable indeed.
I like the fact that Ghanaians have really embraced this for real this time around.
Oh, yes. It's
done
wonderful.
Well.
Yeah, it's
we should
wonderful.
pat ourselves on the back
exactly.
for that.
And I think those who go cutting down trees, felling trees, there should be a certain legislation to stop people from doing that. Yes.
You should at least get some authorization from the ministry or the commission, perhaps.
Exactly.
To do that.
Through Parliament, yeah.
Through Parliament, yes,
exactly.
indeed.
Yeah.
We all want a better Ghana
exactly.
after all.
Exactly.
Anyway, so let's move on. You read the story of the 18-year-old girl who was brutally raped in Savelugu. She's lost her life, sadly. And it was an editorial in the Daily Guide newspaper. Just allow me to read just a little bit of that. The death of a rape victim after she was referred to the Tamale Teaching Hospital, even as the police continued their hands for the human predator, is not an impressive picture of our society today. We are poles apart from what our society used to be before modernity. The 18-year-old girl dying, neither setting eyes on her aggressor nor hearing about justice being meted out to him is contrary to what we would have wished. Unfortunately, the foregone is the painful reality we are living with until the justice system catches up with the rogue. She will sadly not be alive to relish the development anyway. Society, which should have offered her protection against human predators, failed her as it has others who were abused and continue to be, their cases hashed out by so-called elders in breach of the law. The Savelugu rape victim is no more among the living, that her death should wake us up from the slumber of not doing enough to stem the unfortunate incidents of rape and defilement now commonplace in society. It is putting many young girls, in particular, in danger in the society. This is touching, but it's sad that it comes in at this time as well. The young girl, may her soul rest in peace. We really didn't wish for this to happen. We were hoping that she was going to recover and then active justice or good justice will be meted out to her aggressor. Alhaji, let me know what you think.
It's worrying. In fact, I didn't think rape victims could succumb to death the way it happened. I'm just imagining what she actually went through.
It's baffling.
Yeah, it's baffling. The way that animal-like human being took the girl through. I mean, and it's more worrying when we realize that, look, he hasn't still been arrested. I have tasked our reporter in Tamale to follow up on the story so that we see whether the police have been able to arrest him or not. It's exciting, though, that the case has been taken over by the Regional Police Command. My good friend, I think a Commissioner of Police, Timothy Sabonga, the Northern Regional Police Commander, has taken over the case. And I pray that with the cooperation of the members of the community, we also urge the local chiefs to use the old system of, engaging the town crier to go around the villages. Look, there is a human predator
around
on the loose. Look out for him, pick him up, hand him over to the law enforcement agents for the right thing to be done.
Okay.
And I think I'll also use this opportunity to let our people know that, look, rapists, those who defile, the rightful place for them to be is in the four walls of the prison. And only the police and the courts can deal with their matters. So the idea that some elders, opinion leaders will sit down and say, oh, this one, don't take it to the police, will intervene. No, it is beyond,
need to stop it.
It is beyond domestic settlement.
That's right.
Hand the culprits or suspects to the police for the appropriate thing to be done. Such animals should not live among us. Our girls are vulnerable because of such animals among us we see as human beings.
Alhaji.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. I mean, rapists, and those. Can you imagine somebody defiling a 3-year-old girl? You heard about that one last week.
I heard about that too.
I mean, and you think this person should live among us? No.
I heard about that. A 3-year-old
When
girl.
animals don't even do that.
Oh.
Haba.
It's too much. Anyway, let's move on. Police has arrested some railway sleeper thieves. Alhaji, I think you wrote something about this.
Yeah, that is a subject very dear to my heart.
Very,
yeah,
I can tell.
Because growing up in Accra, around Tudu, I used to love railways, I mean, the trains. I remember once traveling from Accra to Kumasi by what was called the sleeper. You leave Accra in the night around 8 p.m. By morning, you are in Kumasi. So comfortable, so you relish the trip. And the railway system all of a sudden went moribund. It died. We no longer have it running. And President Akufo-Addo decided that no, we should bring it back. I mean, without a railway system, your industrialization project, especially now that we have a Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation
Yes.
operating, ready to exploit our large volumes of iron ore deposits across the country, the Shaney Hills, Western region, Upper East, and I hear some parts of the Volta region now. We have so much of this. Without the railway system, we cannot sufficiently exploit these natural resources of ours. And for government to put in so much, the Burkinabes are doing their bit. You know, we are for the first time extending the railway system from the south to the north. When Gordon Gorgesberg started, he wanted to do same. It couldn't go through, so it was limited to the southern part of the country, and then it went dead. Now the president has decided to bring it back, and then some idiots will just stay somewhere, come under the cover of night, and start cutting these tracks and taking away the
I wonder
the
how
sleepers.
long it even takes to cut just one bar.
Well, they're able to do it. I mean, they do it, I think, under the cover of night. Yesterday, 7 people, according to, I think, Joasu Police, they got wind that, look, some people were doing, they were cutting.
Yes,
so they rushed to the place only to discover that 6 had fled, but they got 1. So they are still hunting for the other 6 persons. When they got there, they found it's a sophisticated way of doing it. Gas, LPG, you know, and then some other gadgets, which when they got there, they were in the process of cutting.
Working.
I mean, why? So I think that we should put the protection of our railway system on the war footing. Yeah, on the war footing. The police should be given I would even suggest that, look, shooting at sight, people who go tampering with this thing, because look, they can cause death. Imagine when maybe eventually the railway system is fully operative, and then these people go and cut a portion, a section of it.
Yes.
When the railway, there will be derailment and people could die. So
That's
sometimes you wonder.
God, I can't even imagine that.
I don't understand.
Imagine that. Anyway, we are hoping that the police would apprehend the others as well.
Yeah, they would, but our people too should help.
They should help.
People in the surrounding areas should cooperate with the police. You know, yes.
We should stop this
habit
of
cannibalizing our railway system.
It's too much. This local fuel must stop. And this week we heard of instances where people got robbed. Forex bureaus, some were coming from the bank, and it was captured on myjoyonline.com. 2 armed men broke into a Forex bureau near Hanisako in Osu in broad daylight on Wednesday, June 9th. Footage of the robbery, which was cited by Joy News on social media, showed how the robbers raided the Forex bureau, while the only security officer on duty stood helpless with a stick in hand. Persons who witnessed this accident could not intervene as the 2 robbers fired warning shots to deter these individuals from interfering with their operation. The eyewitnesses bemoaned the lack of police presence in the area in the said video. This is the second daylight robbery to be witnessed in the Greater Accra region today after a 34-year-old man was robbed and shot at Pig Farm. He was shot in the stomach. After disclosing to the robbers he had no valuables in his backpack. Currently, the unidentified victim is receiving treatment at the 37 Military Hospital. Our security system, this time around, I'm just worried. Well,
for information, the 34-year-old man has died.
He's died?
He's dead. I've just learned that he's dead. The worrying thing too is that he's sometimes hardworking as they are. I mean, in the face of some challenges, the police sometimes don't like releasing the details of some of the incidents for us. Well, sometimes it doesn't inure to their interest when they release these details, especially when they are about making a breakthrough in investigations.
Yeah.
But generally, they should cooperate with us. The pig farm story, for instance, I think we've tried to get more details which weren't forthcoming. There was a video on social media about a certain robbery operation with the firing of firearms
Yes.
at a location. Some people even said that was opposite the police headquarters.
Yes.
Another
Honeysuckle is, yes, it's closer. It's closer.
That is
It's an
worrying.
eyesore,
And then I
actually.
hear there was another shooting incident around the National Theatre. So it appears that
They are on the loose.
the guys are on the loose. We have to cooperate with the police to bring
Yes.
sanity, restore security in the system. And there is one fact which we shouldn't lose sight of. Motorcycles are being used for many of these
Yes.
armed robbery operations.
Yes.
So we should rethink our the issue of motorcycles in the community.
Yeah.
Many of these motorcycles are not registered.
They're not registered. Some are
So
stolen.
even if the riders are able to flee, leaving the motorcycles behind, it will be very difficult to trace their owners. So it's heartwarming to recall what the Greater Accra Regional Minister said recently when he met some senior journalists. He said security is one of the issues he will tackle in the region because, look, he chairs the Regional Security Council.
Yes.
And it is one of the issues.
Having a background in the Security Council,
it's very important.
It's important.
Yeah, the security issue.
I also think there's this particular practice, because of COVID and the fact that we have to adhere to the protocols. Most of these banks now allow or make their customers
to sit outside.
You see people with brown envelopes fully loaded with cash, and they are sitting outside at their own expense. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I think
that alone can attract armed robbers.
I think when people have so much cash on them, they should find a way of getting the bank officials to get them in. And people should also be security conscious.
Yes.
You don't go about flaunting the money you have.
Some go as far as making phone calls. Oh, I'm at the bank. I'm doing this. I'm doing that.
It's dangerous.
It's too much.
I think we have to be security conscious ourselves.
Yes.
And then the police too should be supported to augment their street patrols, day and night patrols.
Yes.
It's not easy. We don't have enough personnel. It's all about money. But that notwithstanding, I think we should do something to make people feel more secure, especially the nation's capital.
Yes. Once they sign up to secure everybody, they should do that and do that very well. If it must be done, it must be done well.
It's heartbreaking that somebody, 34-year-old guy, can be shot broad daylight around.
Just because of money.
Not in the outskirts of Accra, but in Accra, pig farm.
And it's sad. All we can do is just take our phones and record.
They prefer doing that to really calling in the police or doing something. Whereas that guy who was shot as he was lying down, it took a good Samaritan motorist to pick him to 37. Those around, I think, would even prefer rather recording. Visually.
Everybody wants to be a journalist now.
Oh my God! And then they're spreading it.
Second-hand journalism. Indeed. Now to the story of the man who had the guts and the nerve to slap a president. Alhaji, let me read his reason for doing that to him. So according to the AFP news agency, the defendant appeared in court in Valence wearing the same green T-shirt he wore on the day of his arrest. Asked why he had attacked the president, he replied that while waiting with his friends in the car beforehand, he had considered doing something notable. He had earlier considered throwing an egg or cream tart, but instead he had not considered slapping Mr. Macron. He insisted he had not considered slapping Mr. Macron. I beg your pardon. Quoting him, he said, "When I saw his friendly, lying look, which sought me out as a voter, I was filled with disgust," he was reported as saying to the court. Condemning the president's politics, He added that he felt he was part of the anti-establishment Gilets jaunes, that's the yellow vest movement, which staged anti-Macron protests during the early years of his presidency. I acted instinctively, he claimed. Your instincts told you to slap the president.
I think he's a disappointed yellow vest guy. You know, they embarked on a series of demonstrations and engaged in running battles of the gendarmes, the police in France. So disappointed as he was, he felt this was an opportunity for him to really do, like he said, something notable. But it's beyond being a notable feat. It's an outrageous, it's outlandish and crazy. I mean, to slap another human being. You know, this is the president of the land, and you do that. I don't think members of the Yellow Vest will even be happy with him.
Not at all.
Because this is the father of the land, and you show this magnitude of disrespect to him. I don't think he did well, and I think he's been jailed 4 months.
Just 4 months.
Just 4 months.
Just 4 months. Hey, his lawyer is good. Let's see.
He's just lucky.
Had it been Ghana,
I'm sure if he had a weapon on him, he could have shot at the president.
Yes, he could have done something even more dangerous. Please, if you're in Ghana, you are doing something like that, or you are thinking of doing something like that to our president.
No, we don't. Our culture, I think,
the thing is, somebody wants to trend. Everybody wants to do something trendy.
We don't do that here.
They shouldn't think about it.
There is a certain level of disrespect these days, but to stretch a hand at an elder.
No.
Father, we don't do that.
No, we don't do that.
It doesn't belong here.
We respect our elders well enough.
Yeah. We'll say all sorts of things, but to go physical,
to go that far,
no.
That's
it hasn't degenerated to that stage, and we don't think it will.
Far from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's controversial topic that was captured, it was all over social media. President unveils 101 waste tracks.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why this went online, or this went viral, Daily Guide reported that the president has unveiled 101 waste tracks. And the Daily Graphic also reported, President commissions 126 tracks, first batch out of 500. And the Ghanaian Times also reported, government unveils 500 tracks. Alhaji.
Yeah, we reported it's the way we were reported to have reported.
Yes.
Yeah, and we stand by it.
Yes, we do.
And
strongly.
As if the president heard what was happening. I think he did.
Yes, he did.
There is this tweet of his. On Tuesday, 8th June 2021, I unveiled 101 waste management trucks and 25 disinfection trucks secured by Zoom Lion Ghana Limited. These are the first batch of 500 trucks that are being procured to assist in the sanitation sector.
Yes.
So we reported 101. Graphic reported
26.
26. So they included the 25
disinfection tracks.
So what is it?
There was no confusion in there.
You don't unveil what is not on the ground.
Yes.
500 are expected. 101 are in. You know. So he unveiled 100. He couldn't have unveiled 500.
That's right.
Clear cut. No controversy. Well, some people enjoy creating controversy, and especially when their quote-unquote adversaries are involved in what they think they can spin something around. They jump at it, and it's a simple thing. We didn't groove. That is the story, 101, and the president himself has stated it. So what's the controversy?
There's no controversy.
Anyway, I wish them all the best.
And to that particular group that came out saying that staff or all workers of the Daily Guide company should be sacked. The least said the better, I think. The least said, learn to read. Let's appreciate the art and love of reading. Alhaji, Thank you
Pleasure.
for coming.
Pleasure.
Alhaji Gomda is the chief news editor of the Daily Guide newspaper. We'll be back with more right after this.